chances are when you're learning a topic, there's a lot of information you want to learn. But there is one thing you have to do so you learn more information without any extra work or time. And that is focus on the way you structure the information you're going to learn. So let's say you're trying to learn all the human bones in the body. And maybe initially you memorize them all from head to feet. Okay, just go top to bottom. But then later you're like, you know what? I would really like to know the bones from the biggest to the smallest. But now you have a lot of work ahead of you because what you have to do is maybe you use the memory palace. You have to go through each location and make an image that represents the size of that specific bone in comparison to all the other bones. And so you have a lot of work at creating all these images and figuring them out. And then what happens is even if when you do that, you have to jump around your palace. It's not really smooth when you want to go from biggest to smallest. You're like, okay, biggest, I think that was like in the 10th location. Okay, now the second biggest, man, maybe that's in like the 20th. And so you're really jumping around. But just doing this one thing would help you encode extra information without any effort. So if I was learning all the bones in the human body from biggest to smallest, I would use a memory palace. And the first location would have the biggest bone, which I believe is the femur. Don't quote me on it. Then the second location would have the second biggest bone. Third location, third biggest bone, and so on. And so the location itself gives me the information of biggest to smallest. I didn't have to create any extra images. I didn't have to put any extra effort into memorizing the bones, right? It's all the same information, but just the way I actually structured the information when I stored it gave me some extra information about the bones. And that's what you could do with any information you're learning. All you have to do is sit down and just think about what do I want to learn? Then how can I structure the information in a way that gives me some extra piece of information just in the way I naturally store it, or when I use the story method or anything like that, okay? And so this is one tip you don't want to forget. Got it memorized?